I'm greeting you under lockdown due to COVID-19. I would like to remind you, though, Uguti, even under such circumstances, our God is still God. Let us quickly take our Bibles and open to the book 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. I'm going to read in your hearing. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people belonging to God, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light. Let us close our eyes with prayer, short prayer. Baba wethu sikhla ezulwini namanje emini nje siyaphinda siyakudumisa sibonge igama lakho. Sicela ukukhuluma ukukhona bakho ukuba uzokale kule ndawo. Khuluma nathi, khuluma nokuphila kwethu ngoKristu Inkosi yethu manje kuzophakade. Amen. Friends, Peter in this verse is doing all he can to drive home one message. And that message is, you are no ordinary common people. Well, if you fail to get this, then there's no point of reading further the rest of the chapters. He does not begin this verse the usual way. He begins his discourse in this verse with a conjunction. See, he says, but. This is an adjective, an adjectival clause. In order for this to be an adjective, then it must tell us more about the noun. And that noun is Israel and their king. In verse 7 of the same chapter, he's talking to Israel, saying, to you, Israel, who believe. And then he talks about the stone which the builders rejected. He says that stone has become the head corner of the building. He says, to you who believe, a stone is precious. To those who do not believe, the same stone is a stumbling block or makes them fall, in verse 8. Then he says in verse 9, which is our text for today, but you are a chosen people. I guess he was quoting Deuteronomy 10, verse 15, which I'm going to read also in your hearing from the New International Version. It says, yet the Lord set his affection on your ancestors and loved them, and he chose you, their descendants, above all other nations, as it is today. This reminds me of a song by Jimmy Swaggart, the song entitled He Chose Me, where Jimmy Swaggart says, there were so many others that he might have chosen to follow him. Others with learning and greater distinction to follow him. Men with authority and forceful ability to know how to speak and to be heard. He says, I don't know exactly why I'm here at all, but today I follow my Lord. He continues to say, it was business as usual that day till I hear him say, follow me. He says, I left all the heartache when Jesus said, follow me. I emptied myself of old life completely with no thought that this could be wrong. And as long as I follow the steps of the Master, I know just where I belong. He chose me, by Jimmy Swaggart. That to me, my friends, says, I'm no ordinary. I'm no common person, because he chose me. Excuse me. How I wish I could end the sermon just right here, but that one is saying, no, you can't do that. Did you come here just to boast to us about Jimmy Swaggart? No. So, let me continue. There are two words that I would like us to look at or to highlight from this verse that we read. One of them is God's special possession. Another one is a royal. Let me begin with the first one then, God's first special possession. The original word used for special in the Greek is hagion. But it doesn't just mean that. From the Strong's lexicon, hagios means sacred or holy. Original word hagios is a pass of speech. It means it is an adjective. The usage, according to Strong's lexicon, it means to set apart or by or for God, holy, sacred. Wait a minute. But where does this special come from then? Well, friends, let us compare the King James Version with the NIV on this verse, on this one instance. When you check in Titus 2 verse 14 and 1 Peter 2 verse 9 from the King James and from the NIV, the word special replaces the word peculiar as used in the King James Version. Peculiar was not used in the sense of odd or weird, but as being distinctive in a singular good way. It is likely due to a desire to avoid the suggestion of odd that modern translators changed it to special, which carries more positive implications. Let me take that one. Let me drive that one home. A person may be distinct because he is 9 feet tall. Therefore, he is odd. You know, 9 feet tall person, that's about 3 meters. You look at him and say, oh, this person is odd. Or a lady with a hairstyle like mine looks a bit odd, but not different, but odd. Ouch! That might land me into some trouble. Let me leave that part quickly before I get into more trouble. looking at this word from the Berean Bible commentary, special means surpassing what is common or usual. It means exceptional, distinct among others of a kind. The word studies helps of the Strong's lexicon says, hagios means properly different or unlike others. It means holy. For the believer, hagios means likeness of nature with the Lord. Then let's go on and look at our second word, royal. From the Strong's Concordance again, royal is basileios, which is an adjective again. It means courteous or palaces or a body of kings, royal. So friends, if we are courteous or a body of kings, that should set us apart, shouldn't it? The royal people anywhere and everywhere are distinct people. Last year, in about September, here in South Africa, we were pleasantly surprised by a visit of the royal people. The royal British couple visited South Africa. They were distinct, weren't they? Yes, they were distinct people. That lady, Meghan Markle, who was an actress, qualified actress from the United States, married the prince. Now, that leads me to a comment that was made in 2018 about this British royal wedding. Meghan Markle was preparing for her wedding to this British prince, and commentators had to say this about her. I'm quoting from the etiquette rules to master if you are joining the royal family. It says, to truly be accepted as royal, the 36-year-old American will have to learn a litany of long-standing yet unwritten etiquette rules that dictate everything from how she should sit, dress, and even speak. Friends, don't worry. I will not bore you with a whole 36 to 56 long list of these unwritten royal family etiquettes, but here are just a few. I begin with the loo. It's a loo, not a toilet. For a royal, some words are completely taboo. Technically, you don't say toilet, you say loo or lavatory, said Harold. If she were to use the word toilet, it's a newsworthy thing. Harold continues to say about a mirror, it's never a mirror, it's a looking glass. Other etiquettes say it's hats during the day and tiaras at night. That means hats, ladies, hats during the day, tiaras during the evening, and gloves on the hands, and a skirt that is at or just below the knee. Those are royal people. I like this one about their names. It says, their name not quite acceptable. Quoting correctly says, the name for me is where around the house. Hanson says, it's not a go out and meet people in public type of a way. About sitting posture, let me try one. Generally, ladies, especially royal ladies, don't cross legs when they sit. Let's get over that one. Here's this one I like, especially during the COVID-19 lockdown here in South Africa. It says, it's a handshake in public, no hugs. Uh-oh, I think I've been in trouble with my president here. I'm sure even this one does not fit in very well with our COVID-19 lockdown conditions. President said we should do this and not the handshake. But we also cough right here. So I prefer the Hindu style rather than that. I've just quoted from the British royal family, friends. Although these are different from nation to nation, culture to culture, the point is, I'm making, they are not written but understood. They are not questioned but practiced. They identify one as royal, distinct from common. Our text for today said, but you are a royal priesthood, God's own special people. Friends, let me go back to Jimmy Swaggart and ask him to conclude his song. He concludes it this way. I could not say no when he said, follow me, and you'll be a fisher of men from now on. I will not look back on the things left behind. He chose me to follow him. He chose me to follow him. Didn't he choose you unto the chosen one as well? Friends, I'm looking for those today who say, yes, I also heard him say to me, follow me. Remember, he chose you, not them. You cannot be the chosen one if there is no one else who was around, if there are not many others who are around. So there are many other people with or without COVID-19, but he said to me, follow me. I'm sure he said the same to you, follow me. Remember, you cannot be special when you have not been chosen. The verse said, but you are a royal priesthood, God's own special people. Follow him there. Let us pray. Our loving Father in heaven, thank you for this message. Thank you for the privilege that you have given to us to follow you. Here I am, following you. And there are many others who hear this message who will decide to follow you. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.